Master your emotions so you can't be controlled. Silence is not merely a passive reaction, it is a solid fortress that protects your energy, emotions, and freedom. When you stop allowing others easy access to you, you are actively controlling your personal space and shielding yourself from outside negativity. Not everyone deserves to enter your private world, and maintaining the right distance is a wise way to safeguard your mind and heart. Clear boundaries are a shield that protects you from intrusion and exploitation. They not only inform others of your limits but also remind you of your own worth and self-respect. With boundaries, you avoid meaningless conversations, unnecessary arguments, and situations that easily make you lose emotional control. True strength lies not in constantly explaining or trying to be understood, but in the ability to remain silent, observe, and act with clarity. Silence keeps your secrets, preserves mystery, and forces others to guess. In many cases, silence is the most powerful answer, reflecting confidence and self-mastery. When you turn silence into a weapon, you will find yourself no longer drawn into drama or toxic relationships. You become unpredictable, resistant to manipulation, and in control. Emotional coldness is not apathy but the ability to fully master and control your reactions in any situation. In communication and relationships, emotions are often weaknesses others can exploit. When you are angry, confused, or overly joyful, you reveal your state of mind and give others the chance to manipulate you. Real power comes from not reacting immediately. Whether faced with provocation, pressure, or surprises, you maintain a calm face, unchanged expressions, and a steady voice. This protects you from being led by temporary emotions and makes you harder to read or control. Holding this cold state creates a psychological effect. Your silence and composure exert invisible pressure, even fear. Others sense that you cannot be shaken, cornered, or dominated, and that you are in control. In negotiations, conflicts, or tense situations, emotional coldness is both your shield and sword. It protects you from manipulation and helps you gain the upper hand. When you master your emotions, you master the game. The disappearance tactic is an art of controlling the rhythm and initiative in any relationship or situation. When you suddenly withdraw from someone's sight, they lose the habit of reaching you and the ability to predict your behavior. This disruption forces them to adjust and question why, stripping away their control. Absence is not just leaving, it creates space for others to feel your value. Constant presence breeds familiarity, making you taken for granted. Disappearing makes your past actions, words, and presence more valuable. Distance creates mystery, prompting curiosity and desire for your return. This tactic is especially effective when used as a period of training in the shadows. Disappearance allows you to quietly strengthen your power, refine your skills, and sharpen your mind. When you return, you are not the same, you are stronger, sharper, and more compelling. The key is knowing the timing and purpose of disappearance. It is not escape but a strategy to re-establish power and image. When you return with renewed presence, others view you with respect, caution, and even admiration. True disappearance is a calculated move, removing others' initiative while allowing you to grow and re-emerge at a higher level. Indifference is not cold negativity but the freedom from relying on others' approval, praise, or attention to define your worth. When you no longer seek validation, you become harder to sway and maintain independence in all situations. In society, praise and attention are tools of control. Those hungry for admiration can be easily swayed by flattery. But when you are genuinely indifferent to applause or the spotlight, you escape the trap. Free from praise or criticism, you act on principles and goals, not emotions or outside expectations. The truly strong need less. In relationships, the psychological rule is clear: the one who needs more is weaker. When you do not need approval, you hold the initiative. Others must adjust to you, not the other way around. This creates a new balance in which you remain in control. The strength of indifference lies in freeing yourself from the pressure to please everyone. You no longer get caught in the spiral of comparison, competition, or chasing admiration. Instead, you focus on self-improvement, building true value, and living authentically. When you master the art of indifference, you realize that power comes not from attracting every gaze but from knowing you don't need it to be strong and free. Psychological deterrence is a form of soft power, no physical force or direct threats, yet enough to make others think twice before crossing your boundaries. It is the art of creating a warning aura, so anyone with harmful intent understands there will be consequences. The key lies not in loud declarations but in building a strong enough image to make others cautious. This deterrence comes from presence, confidence, and complete control over your words, expressions, and silences. A cold glance, a well-timed pause, or a short, sharp phrase can send a stronger message than any threat. When you control your speech, you avoid impulsive remarks that reveal weakness. When you master your expressions, you hide fear or confusion. When you use silence strategically, you create a gap for others to fill with their own imagination, often more intimidating than reality. An untouchable image is built over time by maintaining consistency in actions, attitude, and principles. Every time you hold your ground and avoid meaningless confrontations, you strengthen your wall of deterrence. When others sense that crossing you will bring consequences, even if they don't know what, they will naturally keep their distance. This is the ultimate strength of psychological deterrence: you don't attack, yet you remain on top. Weaponizing scarcity is the art of making your presence valuable and rare, so each appearance feels significant. In an age when everyone is constantly available, answering messages instantly, and appearing everywhere, limiting your presence, physically, digitally, and emotionally, immediately sets you apart. When you are not easily accessible, your value rises. Each meeting, message, or conversation becomes more meaningful. On the other hand, overexposure makes you too familiar, too ordinary, reducing your perceived value. Scarcity also filters out those who engage with you only out of convenience. Without constant availability, shallow or exploitative relationships fade away. Only those who truly value you will invest time and effort to stay connected. Importantly, scarcity is not manipulation, it is a strategy to protect your energy, time, and emotions. By choosing when and to whom you give attention, you increase your worth and maintain control in relationships. When applied correctly, scarcity makes you mysterious, magnetic, and irreplaceable. People will think twice before wasting the chance to interact with you, and that's when you hold full control. Controlled unpredictability is a powerful strategy to break patterns and avoid manipulation. When your actions always follow the same rule, others quickly learn and use it to their advantage. By breaking familiar habits and changing rhythm, you keep them guessing and maintain the upper hand. Unpredictability does not mean acting recklessly. It is calculated flexibility, knowing when to be silent, when to speak, when to advance, and when to withdraw. You can vary your movements, reactions, and decisions so no one can decode you. This keeps them alert and never fully at ease. When combined with scarcity, you become a phantom in their mind, unpredictable in both timing and behavior. This mystery stirs curiosity while creating psychological pressure that earns you respect. The key is to keep unpredictability within control. Too much and you lose trust, just enough and you maintain the perfect balance, impossible to read yet reliable in strength and capability. Controlled unpredictability is a subtle weapon that keeps you mysterious, captivating, and untouchable. Psychological anchoring is the art of deliberately leaving a specific emotional mark in someone's mind after each interaction. Instead of letting a conversation drift, you enter with a clear intention, what you want them to feel, think, and remember about you. This turns every exchange into an emotional anchor that shapes how they perceive and treat you long term. This begins from the moment you enter the situation. You focus not only on what is said but also on setting the tone and rhythm. Your aim is to control not just words, but the emotions behind them. Through voice, eye contact, body language, and questioning, you guide their feelings. The ending is critical. People remember the final impression more strongly than the rest, known as the recency effect. Regardless of how the conversation went, You can close it with a message, gesture, or statement that imprints exactly the emotion you want. When mastered, psychological anchoring lets you control how others see you. You can leave them with admiration, respect, or curiosity that compels them to return. Over time, these moments accumulate into a lasting impression, giving you a special place in their mind. The difference between ordinary people and influential ones is this: ordinary people leave impressions by chance, influential people anchor emotions by design. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.